On today's episode of Cannibal Cars, we have to knock a fence. Say hello to Brian.
Hello.
Brian's one of my oldest car friends, whether he wants to be or not. He found this.
Eunos, roadster.
If we're to go by the tax, it's off the road 13 years, which is nuts for a modern car. People just park stuff up, it's insane. It's buried, so it's like, looks like it's propped up in a couple of places with blocks, yeah, at the back anyway, but not so lucky at the front. But I think we have enough wiggle room to get a small jack in there and get it up. I think the plan right now is it's 7 o'clock in the evening, so we're going to try and pump the tyres, get it out of the spot, and A-frame it home, and then see will it start. Because if we go trying to get it start here, it'll still be here in a week. So
With a small bit of Japanese rust here.
Oh yeah,
Just coming through there.
Bit of JDM fiberglass rust.
That's it.
Cool. All right, Brian, let's do this. I have to use my special key.
Brought to you by the folks at Crown Watch.
We're in. We've got a mascot today. All right. Cue time lapse of putting wheels on this thing, or putting air in the tires at least. The handbrake up. No, it's not. That's great news. Although not really, because I'd say they are welded on anyway. Maybe they'll crack loose. Maybe they won't. We will find out. Alright. Just get her ready for the old NCT there.
1, 2, 3, whoa!
Thank God for Aldi, huh? Let's foolishly try and push this car. Drop that bonnet so you can see our face is going purple. Alright. Okay. What I suspected is it's growing roots. Yeah, I'll have to edit that out. 2 meters, kids. Epic. And now, the stupidest part of all this, I'm dragging it home with a Corolla. Thumbs up, Ryan. Yeah. boy. Right, let's see if we can get this thing to run. Oh yeah, this is my new co-host, Dan.
How you doing?
Oh Jesus, fuel injection, never mind. Different car show. This car has definitely been parked for 13 years. That is a whole lot of cobwebs and aluminium oxide. This engine will turn. I can't see it being locked up, not like the older stuff. Although I suppose this car is 30 years old as well, so it's not exactly new. I'm gonna take out the 4 spark plugs and drop a bit of oil down into the chambers just in case there's sticky piston rings or anything, or I don't want to scratch up the cylinder walls if I can. I'm also going to disconnect the fuel line and see is the fuel pump working. It probably won't be after being parked for 13 years. If it does work brilliant, I'll pump out all the old fuel and then I'll run clean fuel up like that. And then we'll go from there. So yeah, easy enough. Don't need to explain that to you. Plug lead comes off, plugs down there, and I'm going to take them out and put oil down there. Simple as that. Easy. I was going to drain the oil, but I checked the dipstick and the oil is fairly clean looking, so I'm just going to start it and see what it's like. If it runs and the engine sounds good, then I'll change the oil. Save myself a bit of oil money. In the words of Voice Grip Garage, this is a going to town rig. I gotta get that battery out because that battery's definitely flat, because it's been in there at the minimum of 13 years, and that's if it was replaced when it was parked up, which is highly doubtful. So there was a Mazda battery in it. That's pretty cool. Genuine. And now there's a lawnmower battery in it. Cool. Awesome. Pop-up lights are the coolest thing ever invented. I am gonna hook the jumper pack. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm gonna hook the jumper pack up to it now, so give it the maximum chance of cranking over. I forgot to disconnect the fuel pump.
12 seconds later.
I had a quick look online and it told me that that was the inlet. So I've disconnected that from the rail and I've just connected it into more rubber hose and it's going to pour in there. That's assuming the pump works. I still have my suspicions. Let's see what happens when I turn on the key. Nothing. So we've no fuel pump. Yeah, not a drop. So no fuel pump looking. Well, either that or the car is immobilized. Well, it turns over anyway. Right. That's my fuel pump. My fuel pump hooked up. I'm using a 2-stroke oil for the first start. Let's see what happens now. Okay, I better check for that the fuel is actually getting to the rail, and now I guess I better check and see does it have spark and is it immobilized. Okay, so we've got fuel because I hooked up a little filter that was from the Jag episode, but none of you know because you never shag and watched it. There is a couple of suspect things here. That fuel injection relay, that I presume that's going to stop the injectors, so no matter what kind of fuel it's getting, it won't fire. I'm just going to check the spark now as well. Okay, so we have no spark. My guess is the car is immobilized. So I went to check out this immobilizer system, and it turns out it was actually already removed. He took out the immobilizer. Alright then, come on.
Sam.
Right, I have the coil packs taken out of the car, and I'm just checking the terminals, giving them a clean, making sure that I'm ruling that out. Basically, I'm gonna have to find some way to test them as well. Total electrical novice here, but yeah, I guess I'm gonna Google it and see what I need to see. I guess, are these getting a signal or a voltage? And yeah, I guess that's about all I can do. And then it's looking like I'd have to replace them, or find a known good pair and try and see, does the car have spark with those. Alright, I'm totally chancing my arm here, but I don't even know have I made a difference with the coil packs at all. So what I'm going to do is, I have it all plugged back together and I have a little bit of easy start. I'm just going to try a little bit of easy start in the inlet and just see does it fire off, so I know I have spark at least anyway. So that is what I am going to do. Oh, did you hear that?
It's alive! It's alive!
She coughed. So we do have spark. Yes. He's trying. Still no fuel pump working, obviously. I got no fuel pouring in here still. I'm running out of hands here, so I'm going to get my beautiful assistant Eva to give me a hand starting this car. Okay. When I say start, okay? Okay. Alright, not quite. We're getting there though. Thanks, Eva. So, after what seems like a solid hour of WD-40, I managed to get this little fella free. The fuel flap was solid. It literally took me an hour. And I also was online and I found out that I can jump my fuel pump if I connect FP and ground. So fuel pump, I guess, FP and ground. So that's this fella and this fella. If I jump them with the battery connected, I should get a fuel pump sound. So I just want to confirm one last time that my fuel pump is actually dead. Okay, so battery connected, ignition on, and now I just need to join those two terminals, all while holding a phone, to bring you quality entertainment. Okay, there's ground and nothing. So I'm gonna say that my fuel pump is seized. I might do one last thing and I might put power to the connectors at the fuel pump, which is behind the seats, and after that, and I'm that far, I'll just take it out. It's hot day, lads, and it doesn't get any colder in an MX5. Right, so behind all that fabric and sound deadening and stuff is that hole, and that's access to the fuel pump. So I'm just going to take it out of the tank. And for anyone questioning me now, wondering how I know where the access port for the fuel pump is on a car I've never owned, I say to ye, Google is your friend. All this stuff, if you go on Google and just type in, is Jack Corbett an expert at cars, you'll soon find your answer.
I am a virgin.
My fuel pump is out here on the ground, obviously in a load of gravel. So that little fella is my fuel pump. That's the sock. It's like a filter for any dirt that's in the petrol or any sediment. And this fella here, that is my fuel gauge. Right, just gonna test this pump. Right, so my fuel pump is fine, which unfortunately means the wiring from the car to the fuel pump isn't. Ugh, mad laugh. That motorbike there definitely isn't a future episode, so just completely ignore that. Right, so I'm back in the car. Fuel pump is back in. I have the fuel pump and ground jumped on the diagnostics box, so when I turn on the ignition I should hear a fuel pump. I'm getting nothing, but this little fella down here is my fuel pump relay, and that clicks when I turn the ignition. That's clicking, so the relay is working. I know my fuel pump is working because I had it out of the car and tested it, which you just saw. Sorry, my fingers are in the way. So now I'm looking at online. They reckon there's a big earth strap down under the brake booster that a lot of stuff goes to, so they recommend taking that off and cleaning it and making sure you have a good earth there. So that's my next port of call, because I know that the earth for the fuel pump relay is there as well, so hopefully that'll get me a step farther. Hopefully. We're getting there. I suspected that I might have a missing fuel injection relay. Turns out that I 100% had a missing fuel injection relay. I managed to get this from a guy called Jack Garrahy. He sorted me out with this and was really sound and really knowledgeable about MX5s. So I went to him with a lot of questions, and this is the answer he gave me. So sound man, much appreciated. So what we're going to do now is look for that earth, clean the earth, and put this in and see. I'm hoping that those two things will have this car running. Right. Oh, there it is. It's on the total other side of the car. Not under the brake. Oh, I was reading on an American forum. So it says under the brake master cylinder on a left-hand drive car. Okay. This is right-hand drive, so the earth is there. And it looks really rusty, so that's good. It means it probably doesn't have an earth. Fuel injection relay's gone in, and I've cleaned that earth to what I hope is going to work. So now if I turn on the ignition to on, this bottle should start filling with fuel from the fuel pump quite quickly.
So we want to put it back in the engine bay, yeah?
Whatever. Yeah.
I'll give you the shouts up.
Give me the nod.
I love you, ma'am.
Alright, fingers crossed, lads. Absolutely nothing. I'm going to crank it over, Keith, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. We have fuel.
Yes, no way.
Yeah, it's like whiskey. Yes. It's like whiskey coloured, but it's fuel.
That's fine. That's the fuel that was in the line. That's hours of. Oh my God, it's orange. Hang on, let's get out and get a look at this. Yes. There's fuel. I have a fuel pump. That is hours of work so far to get me to that. I've got fuel injection relay and a fuel pump. That, you know what that means, lads? I'm going to drink this, that's what it means. We're going to go to the hospital right now. I'm going to pump out the last of the bad fuel and see how long it takes to clear.
Okay.
I put about a tenner of petrol into this car, so it should be good. So let's see. Yeah, that's good enough for me.
Get your
Lango took a photograph and then walked around with a camera for 5 minutes.
Oh, I think I did a granddad on it. Yeah.
Did you actually take a photograph?
Okay, the latest.
It's YouTube, not Instagram, yeah?
I did, lads. Whatever. Well, you got it on the other side.
Yeah,
We got it, don't worry.
All right.
I got his note, like I got him.
He got you walking around with doing nothing with a full camera setup. Alright. Ready, go, let's go. You ready? Is it gonna run? Will it run? Is it gonna burst? Is it gonna catch fire? What's gonna happen? Is Lango gonna record? Who knows? Find out on this episode. Alright guys, you ready?
Oh my fucking god.
Yes! Yes!
She's a smoky one.
God, it's perfect.
Smells like a lawnmower.
Perfect. That's because I put two-stroke oil down the cylinders to lube it up. So that's why it's smoky. Oh, listen to that. I am delighted.
That's going to be some picture. It's going to be an amazing picture. We have to put two-stroke in everything from now on. It looks so good, like.
Cool, man.
Class. Jack.
Absolute result.
Unreal.
Brian is going to be delighted to see this. So cool. Brian's the guy I got the car off.
Yeah.
Thumbs up, Brian. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if it moves. That clutch is going to stay in.
The next thing is the clutch. Yeah. So you're saying
I'd say so. There's a chance it might come back. I'm just going to push it in. It's either going to not come back out or it is. Simple as that.
that's what she said.
Don't drop it.
Yeah, for aerodynamics.
Clutch and brakes. Yeah, I've got brakes and everything. The ending for this episode got a lot more fun. Yeah, I think it's time to put some air in the tyres and see does this thing have a limited slip differential.
And go to the beach.
Yeah, look at the Spanny Bunyan. Excellent.
yours, blood is off at the first glance. A sweaty red complexion for a head, you're fucking fuming. Conversing with the bag of skin, you call your neighbour. Laconic word exchanges set the tone and set the future. Seeking refuge in the point with all your petty fellow swines. Do us all a favor and go pack in that melody behavior. The old dog is done. They killed him off when he was only young. The old dog is done. They killed him off when he was only young. So go ahead and take a piss on my good nature. Your biscuit teeth are crumbling, the strain as you near failure. You are the riverbank, boy, I'm the meander. Your bitterness is overflowing till that's
Oh yeah. I think this is an epic finish to an episode. Not only did we get a wheel run, it also drove around flawlessly. We did like what? Everything we needed to do. The car is driving like. So recommissioned, if you will, without all the recommissioning. Let's see if it'll do a donut just to finish out the episode.
I think that's fair enough.
I don't. Absolutely. Peel. That's super cool. Checking out the lights. What about me and Keith and Dan? Come over here, lads. Good job. You're excellent at filming. Oh,
Filming me or filming you?